Watchers, welcome back to Faith, Family, and Fun Reviews. If you're new here, on this channel I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Welcome back. How was y'all weekend, y'all? How y'all doing? I know it feels like a minute since we have spoken, even though it really hasn't been a minute like that. It's been a few days, all right? And yes, we are basically, y'all can see on the description box on the channel that usually new videos come out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. However, I was trying to do them like every day, but I had some things that I was working on, as you can tell. Y'all, and so y'all know what I've been working on. I haven't been just like totally like neglecting y'all or none of that. Trust me, when you don't hear from me, I am working on some very important projects and different things that I hope would just help you draw closer to the Lord and all that good stuff, right? But yeah, how y'all doing? Y'all gotta catch me up on what y'all been up to and everything. How was y'all weekend? Did y'all get out to the movies this week? Thank you all for participating in the poll when I did inquire about, are you gonna be watching, expecting, gonna be watching Karen Kingsbury's The Christmas Ring in theaters. That was very, very helpful to see. It was pretty much like 50 and 50. Some of you are planning on going, some may not. Maybe you're gonna wait till it comes out on streaming, whatever the case may be. But that was very helpful, so at least I know, okay, what y'all kind of, where y'all stand at, so I can know how I can tread and different things. But yeah, thank you all for participating in that. I appreciate it. Y'all be looking out. Thank you so much for answering the little questions that I be posting and all of that, the little multiple choices. That's so much fun. So I'm so happy y'all are engaging. Right? But yeah, as for me, I am excited. Got a lot of different things that are going on. As you can tell from the opening of this video, and going forward is gonna be like that to remind you all of different things that I'm working on that you can participate in. And all of these things will help draw you closer to the Lord. I mean, not only you, but if you have like family, your friends, your loved ones, your church group, community, book clubs, all that kind of stuff. All it is, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, right? So that's where I'm at. That's where my mind at, working on different things like that, and always still watching the movies. Sorting through that to see which ones, yeah, we're gonna talk about and everything in the TV show, because we still have to catch up on some different things. But that's pretty much where I'm at, what I've been up to, and of course working on always reading my Bible, making sure I get that time in, because it be seeming like it's not enough time in a day, right? And at the same time, I'm like, okay. What's most important? Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Let's calm down below. Back it up. So yeah, that's kind of where I am and all of that. But overall, excited, super excited to be hanging out with y'all. And I just want to thank you all for spending the time with me, hanging out with me on the days that we be uploading videos and all of that. Definitely Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for sure. Of course, I would try to do the other days in between as much as I can, but that's not always guaranteed, because as you can see, I be working on a lot of different things. So, but nevertheless, I'm gonna definitely push forth the Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays that we would hang out, and you can definitely hear from me, okay? I just want to put that out. If any other changes come up, I will let you know either in a video, in a community tab. So yeah, keep the communication doors open. But with all of that being said, and y'all please remember, let me know in the comments how y'all feeling, what you doing, what you up to, any blessings, all right? Or have you been blessed? Have you been a blessing to others? All of that, drop it in the comment section. But we're gonna go ahead and get started with our special feature today, which is titled Christmas and Midnight Clear. Now you can find this film streaming right now on Great American Pure Flix. But first, let me tell y'all what this film is about. A real estate developer plans to modernize an economically struggling town from the inside out. However, when she meets the local pastor and pillar of the community, her vision faces more than legal challenges as something deeper begins to blossom. Now, if they watch out there, y'all know how I'm excited about all these holiday films and everything like that. And this is kind of one of those storylines that you probably have came across at some point in your life, especially if you enjoy like Hallmarkish films or holiday films and different things. Like, this is one of them storylines that's kind of popular to me, at least in my mind. But what made this very special, because it is faith-based and there's a little bit of a twist there. And I love that aspect here. Here we meet Daniel, and Daniel is a pastor over this church that is like, it's struggling financially. Not only the town is struggling, but the church in itself it's barely holding on by a thread. And Daniel is kind of placed on the spot, like part of him, I guess, like understand where the townspeople are coming from. Like, they got to do something about this. Perhaps it would be better to kind of move on from this. I mean, sometimes things run their course in life. We know how that goes. Maybe it's time. Maybe God is shutting this door and he's going to open up another one that we can, that's beyond what we can ask or think. Perhaps that's the case. But Daniel does not think that at all. He is holding on to his faith here. He is like dead bent on that God is going to come through somehow. He doesn't see how God is going to turn the situation around where the town can start to kind of revise itself, and in the church as well. But he's holding on to this hope. But even within that, and y'all know how that goes, when you're holding on to your faith, when you're holding on to your hope, you can best to believe someone out there is not going to make it easy for you, okay? Especially when they see, okay, you want to trust God, you want to believe God, all right, let's see how much you believe God here. Let's just see. Let's throw something in there and see how you're going to hang on to this. Or you're going to do like most people do, and kind of just be like, I give up. This is too much. I'm out of here. But I love Daniel that he is standing strong. He is steadfast in his belief, and he truly has that close relationship here with God, that he just feels like and knows within his heart that God is going to do something. And I love that childlike faith that he seems to have that is missing to me in our world that we're living in today, especially among adults. You don't necessarily see them displaying that childlike innocence, that faith where I don't need any kind of sign. I just know that God gave me his word. The word is enough for me, and that's all I need. And I'm going to stand here and see the salvation of the Lord, okay? And that's all that was going through my mind, every situation in this film with Daniel. And I just loved him. I'm like, where are the pastors like this? We need pastors like this who know how to believe God, who trust God, and all of that. Y'all forgive the just background noises in the back, all right? Y'all forgive me with that, okay? Some things I don't have no control over. But yeah, I was very, very excited about this, and this story is so moving with everything that is going on. But like I said, there's an enemy out there, an enemy of our soul, who does shows up in this film, and not necessarily in the disguise that you would think is an enemy. We have this sweet, what most people may call a beautiful lady shows up. Hillary Shaw, y'all. And just the last name Shaw just reminds me, it just sounds so business like. It sounds so cutthroat, like you're gonna do whatever it takes to get what you want and all that. That's what it sounds like to me, that last name Shaw. But whatever, I'm just saying, we ain't gonna put it on you like that, Hillary, okay? Because at the beginning of this film, I did have something against her. I did feel some kind of way against her, because I see this wonderful pastor trying to do right by the people of the community, right by God. And here you want to come in there with your little plans that your daddy done sent you in there and all of that about, and you just think you're gonna throw some money over here and you're gonna take over all of this that God has built. Like, what? Girl, you better back up off Daniel now, okay? That's how I was feeling, right? So I was so like feeling some kind of way against Hillary. But over time, to see how she starts to kind of in a sense make this little deal with Daniel that she's going to kind of see the town through his eyes by him showing her around and getting to know how they move here, because she is, she's coming from a whole different perspective. She has no ties to this place, so she doesn't know what's been built in here and all the things that are, it's just, this thing means so much more to Daniel and the community here. And how would she ever even know that? I mean, she's here about a business deal, basically to make her daddy happy, all right? And that's really it. So she doesn't, it's like she's missing that human light thing that connects us all to one another, right? That empathy, that sympathy. She's kind of missing that. It seems like at the beginning of this film. But the more she sticks around and see how Daniel moves, and she's never seen this before, and then we start to get a little bit of insight into her backstory about her faith and what happened in her own life that kind of caused her to back away from the Lord. And so we see that bridge is starting to rebuild itself as the story starts to unfold and come together. And then I'm like, okay, my heart goes out to Hillary. Like, she needs this as much as Daniel needs it. And I just love this story. It's so precious, it's sweet, it's wholesome, and it literally draws you in. You're right there rooting for these characters. You want what's best for them, but more than that, you want them to have the Lord. You want God to be their foundation for whatever it is that they could possibly be building. And so we get all of that going on here. You're gonna get that holiday flair, the treats, and to see the community gather together and their traditions and all of that. It's just gonna remind you of family, of love, and what life at one point looked like when we didn't have so many different things to be concerned about, and so many different heartaches in the world like that. I mean, certain things always exist, of course, but it was like right now, there was never a time like it is right now. I'll just say that. And so this film does take you away from all of that. If you wanted to escape and get back to what true family is and values and all of that, it's the perfect film for you to gather around with your family and enjoy over some hot cocoa, some marshmallows, a few little treats here and there. You're gonna have an amazing, quiet, peaceful, loving time. Once again, this film is titled Christmas in the Midnight Clear, streaming right now on Great American Pure Flix. But before I leave y'all for this evening, we're gonna go ahead and get into the scripture, and we're coming out of Ephesians chapter 6, verse 16, and it reads, "Above all, taking the shield of faith, with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one." So that's all I have for y'all for this video. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. As always, please remember to leave your thoughts, your prayers, your overall takes in the comment section below. If you have any ideas, any suggestions, recommendations about any films, television shows that you would like for me to check out and give my take on it, of course with the Lord's help, please let me know in the comment section, alright? I do read them all, and I love hearing from you. And until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.